are winding down here in Oxnard for Cowboys Training Camp. Briana Aldridge alongside Patrik Walker with Cowboys.com. Kind enough to come join me, even though he's packing to go back home and enjoy.
No, I'm joking.
That's crazy
I am
work.
ready to go home.
That's crazy work. All right, we're going to get you in and out. But let's talk about just how practice or the press conference started.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. It was like a hard pivot to football, but it started off with emotions. Schottenheimer's sharing when he was 28 years old, he was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. But what stood out to me and what has stood out to me about Coach, he's a real human being, and he's not afraid to answer some questions.
He is, and that's one of the things, Bree, that helps with the connection and the buy-in between Schottenheimer, the organization, the entirety of the locker room, the coaches, is that he's not afraid to communicate, be vulnerable, be transparent, but he also does it in a way where it balances with accountability and discipline and holding guys' feet to the fire. So it's a wonderful balance of, and you put it very well, he's very human, and he's humanizing the position. Now, of course, we've said this time and again, and throughout this offseason and throughout training camp here in Oxnard, Schottenheimer is saying all the right things.
Right.
He feels as if he is the right guy for this job at this time. But you got to go and win football games, and that's what's up next for the Cowboys.
Yeah, every player that I got a chance to sit down with one-on-one, I love Shotty. That's how they started.
It's impossible to not buy in.
Yes, exactly. He's a very likable person, and he always has the right answers. One of the questions that was asked towards the end that caught my attention. Almost. Was there any concerns, he was asked,
Almost.
We saw what was happening Saturday against the Rams. Any concerns? And he said, wouldn't say there was concerns, but there's some tough position battles. So no concerns there. How do you feel about that statement?
Again, almost has the right answer every time. Unfortunately, the Cowboys don't have the right answer at some positions, which then lends to an actual concern. So he's right in the capacity of saying a lot of tough decisions. Talk about wide receiver, for example. I mean, my goodness. Where does a Trayshawn Holden and a Ryan Flanoy fit into a depth chart where arguably you already have the top 5 spots locked in when you factor in Kevontae Turpin, Jalen Tolbert, Jonathan Mingo. Running backs battle, you're still trying to figure some things out. Tough decision. You don't know if Javonte Williams is going to take the lead or if Malik Davis is going to make waves. Miles Sanders is back, so forth, so on. Jayden Blue, when he gets on the field, he's a home run threat. So those are positions that you have tough decisions at, okay? Defensive end, you have a tough decision. But you have concerns at cornerback, okay?
Very much so.
You have concerns in trying to figure out this offensive line depth. So he's right. They are going to have to make some tough decisions, but a little bit of coach speak on the, no concerns now. A little bit of coach speak.
It'd be wild if he said, I'm very much worried about such and such. So, yes, I see where he's coming from. And it's going to be interesting how they do some of this.
I'll say it for you, Shotty. There are concerns.
It'll be interesting, though, how he'll do some of these rep counts come against the Ravens. I'm going to be very interested to see what the big difference is and who gets the playing time and how he splits it. But we're coming to an end here in Oxnard. So how are you feeling leaving here? Like, did we end on a strong note, a strong enough note? Only 2 preseason games left, and then it's the Eagles.
Yeah.
So, how right now? How are you feeling?
I feel like there's been progress from July 20th when the Cowboys landed on the tarmac to today and tomorrow, because of course the Cowboys depart on August 14th. There has been progress, and we've gotten some answers to some questions. Cornerback atop the depth chart, we're seeing Kyrie Elam. He's stepped up. He's kind of helping in that capacity. We've seen a guy like Nate Thomas step up at left tackle in the absence of Tyler Guyton. We've seen some things. Malik Hooker looks resurgent under Matt Eberflus. We're seeing some things. That being said, still concerns. Run defense. What does that look like? Struggled in the scrimmage against the Rams. Struggled to stop the run against the Rams in the preseason game. Can you improve upon that with the Ravens? I am seeing physicality that I didn't see in years past. So that's a huge plus. And then, it doesn't hurt that Sam Williams back from a torn ACL. He gets the pick 6 on Dak Prescott, and let him tell it, he probably ran 40 miles an hour. And rumor has it, he's still running. Will probably meet us in Dallas.
Way back there. Oh my gosh, the man has so much energy.
Ended on a high note.
Ended very much so on a high note. Now, all right, we're facing Baltimore Ravens. Cooper Rush has come into town. That's its own story in its own right. What are you hoping to see?
Ravens, Coop. I don't know if you did that on purpose.
I did it.
But here we are.
But now that you brought it up,
bars are bars. I got you.
It is what it is. I'm just dropping beats here. But when the Ravens come to town, just leave me with one thing. If the Cowboys can accomplish one thing, you're feeling like, okay, you mentioned, stopping the run, obviously. Schotty mentioned he wants to see them tackling better, starting off strong. But what is one thing Patrik Walker wants to see from the Cowboys where he's looking like, all right, we're making some progress?
You got to win in the trenches. You
Okay.
have to start winning in the trenches on both sides of the ball. You have to start stopping the run. You have to start being effective in running the ball. They were not able to do either of those things against the Rams. The offensive line struggled to move that Rams front, which is why the Cowboys struggled to run the ball. And then when you look at the defensive side of the ball, we talked about it, and we'll continue to talk about it until further notice. They were not able to establish themselves as a dominant front. Here come the Ravens, one of the most physical teams in the NFL. That they are the standard of physicality under John Harbaugh. Can the Cowboys turn the corner against the Ravens? That's what I'm looking for. They have to win in the trenches.
I remember when they came to town last season, I did not have a
It
good
was not
time.
pleasant.
Yeah, no, it's
not
backups
pleasant.
mostly, but still wasn't pleasant. That's
Hey, a
gonna
bad
be
time
it
is a
though.
bad time.
We gotta let you go pack up.
Yeah, I have to pack up. Moving trucks here. We
He's ready to go.
I have an appointment
Stop. We don't want to
with
see the
North
clock.
Texas.
We appreciate you, Patrik Walker, joining us, and we'll see him again, but this time in Frisco.